Richard Tubb from Dorset Police leaves another scene of crime and returns to his vehicle to write up his report, recording all the details of yet another burglary. He never looked forward to this part of the job, but can now complete the task with ease. It's all thanks to this pen that not only reads his own writing, but also any diagrams he makes, using state-of-the-art technology. Once he's finished, he then sends it back to his computer at headquarters via his mobile phone, so freeing him up to move on to his next job.
Prior to using the digital pen, we would come out to do a crime scene examination. The officer would then sit there with ordinary pen and carbonated paper, would write the report out. Once he'd finished his work for the day, would return to the office and then have to précis and update a computer system with the information. Now, the officer will go out, he'll do the report, he will write the report the same using the Magicom pen, he'll send it, the pen will talk to the phone via Bluetooth. When he gets back to the office now, all he has to do is check over what is there to make sure the data has been input correctly.
And there's also less worry for his bosses, especially when it comes to fewer headaches over bureaucracy and the thorny issue of budgets.
Well, certainly the pen's made a big difference to the way in which our officers go about their work. So now the pen is very, very simple to use. There's very little implications around training. And certainly in terms of reducing bureaucracy, of course, now they fill in one form and that is it. So there's no going back to the station, filling in more forms, there's no double keying, so it's very, very simple to use. The other aspect to it is actually made a big difference in terms of actually reducing cost. So now we're seeing big savings for the force, and over 12 months we're estimating that we could be saving in terms of hundreds of thousands rather than just thousands. We're saving a tremendous amount of time every day now in terms of just simply getting information quickly into our systems which we can then use effectively. Clearly, if we can make some efficiency savings and spend less time going back to the police station filling in forms, it's going to make a big difference, and therefore we can spend a lot more time, yes, with the public and actually doing our job.
The Magicom pen has also had a knock-on effect in speeding up the process of justice, getting offenders to court that much quicker.
I would say it's revolutionised the data capture and collection. It's meant that they've gone back to a pen and paper instead of inputting manually onto a computer. Well, the biggest benefit of using this data capture from Magicom is the fact that the information that's written by the CSI at the scene can be in the arms of the investigator within minutes. The benefits of that are obvious, that the officer, if a suspect is arrested at the scene and is taken to the police station, to the custody suite, by the time they are ready to interview them, they are in possession of all the forensic evidence that's recovered from that crime scene. So they're in a much better position to go into the interview and ask the relevant questions. This will prevent, in many instances, that suspect being bailed to come back at a future date. By bringing offenders to justice earlier, we're benefiting the members of the public who know that person is not at large to commit further crime. Whereas if he was bailed to return to a future date, then obviously there's a time gap where he could then realise that he was probably in trouble and go out and commit more crime.
Should the CSI be unable to send in his report in an area with a weak mobile signal, Magicom's proprietary software, Mercury, guarantees to transmit all captured data once the signal is stronger. Magicom has also overcome any problems concerning security, a vitally important issue when it comes to police matters.
The data comes into our force server encrypted. It's actually fed right into our force server from Magicom's database, and the key fob number is a security code number which the CSI puts in after each transaction. So there's no way that anybody can come into our force-wide system through the firewall from anywhere else at all.
Magicom has revolutionised the way in which information is processed quickly in the field of crime scene investigations. But why stop there? Dorset Police is now looking at a variety of ways it could be used to help tackle other areas of crime in the county.
I think the thing about the Magicom solution is that now we know that we can make some really big savings around data capture. We can start to think about how we can use it in all sorts of other applications. So now we're thinking about crime recording, we're thinking about stop and search, and we're thinking about intelligence capture. So I think there's some tremendous potential actually with this solution.
Magicom has radically improved the way in which Dorset Police work on a day-to-day basis. But let's not forget the impact it's had on the most important resource of the organisation, its staff.
There's less anxiety at the end of the day, less knowing that I've got to go back and start pricing, get things right with the best will in the world. If I do 4 jobs in a day, I've got to sit there and price those 4 jobs. Now I don't have to.
And maybe that's just the start of how one small but very smart pen, combined with Magicom's expertise, can transform and improve not just the police, but also the lives of the public it serves.